Thank you for joining. Wherever you are watching from, you are welcome. Okay. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Wherever you are reaching from, it's evening in Japan. It's now 7:35 exactly in the PM. Wherever you are watching from, you are warmly welcome. This is Adventures of Japan, and my name is Raphael, but you can call me Mr. Don't Give Up, because I want you to get encouraged not to give up on your dreams. And on this channel, what we are focused on doing is trying to put out information about how to come to Japan as an English teacher, because Japan is not an English-speaking country. And so the easiest way to come to Japan, in my opinion, is to apply for English teaching jobs, because you don't need to be a teacher in your country before getting this job. The most important thing is to have a bachelor's degree. This is the immigration requirement. That is why the companies also say you need to have a bachelor's degree, because even if they recruit you with something lower than a bachelor's degree, the immigration will not give you the documents to apply for visa, and that is COE. That is why it is required that anyone who wants to come to Japan as an English teacher would need to have a bachelor's degree. It doesn't matter what field you studied in, whether biology, science, languages, whatever. Once it is a bachelor's degree, you are more than qualified. And also, if you have done a diploma and you have a post-diploma, a PGD, yeah, I think I'm right. Yes, you are also eligible to apply. And so I am just here to encourage you that you can do it. And if this is your first time hearing about this whole journey, this whole process, people who teach English in Japan are basically referred to as ALTs. A stands for assistant, L stands for language, and T stands for teacher, assistant language teacher. And what they do is to assist the Japanese teachers of English in Japan in order to deliver English lessons to Japanese students. And what are some of the requirements? As I talked about the bachelor, and the other one is having a 12 years of education where English was used as a medium of instruction. 12 years of education where not music, English was used as a medium of instruction. What this means is that if you studied from primary school, which is 6 years, you studied in junior high school, which is 3 years, that's making it 9. If you study also in a senior high school, also 3 years, it means you have completed the 12-year cycle, which qualifies you to teach English in Japan. And once you have met all these qualifications, number one, number two, you are eligible to apply. And now, here's the thing. There are some other things that, like when you are preparing soup, you need to make it more spicy to your taste. The soup is already okay, but you want some flavor and all those stuff, which means if you don't add those flavors, it's okay. The soup can be eaten. But once you add those things, it adds some kind of flavor to it for your personal taste, right? So in this case, we know that the qualifications are bachelor and 12 years of education where English was used. Those are non-negotiable. They are there. Now, the other things, the spices that I'm talking about, number one is having a TEFL certificate or a TESOL certificate. Any of these two could help you, because this is not a competition, but it's a competition because people are applying worldwide, not only in Africa, not only in US, not only in other Asian countries. I'm mentioning Asian countries because people from India are also qualified. I came here with an Indian. She also came as an ALT. So you see, it's not a competition, but it is a competition in disguise. So what do you do to put yourself ahead of others? Is to get these spices that I'm talking about. You get a TEFL or a TESOL. And sometimes many people get confused, or some people get confused when we talk about TEFL or TESOL. So I take the trouble to explain this certificate. We have 4 different certificates. There could be more, but I'm talking about 4 now. They are TEFL, TEFL, TESOL, TESOL, TOEFL, TOEFL, and IELTS. So, TEFL stands for Teaching English as a Foreign Language, TEFL. TESOL stands for Test of English as a Second Language, okay? TESOL. Then the TOEFL, which is TOEFL, stands for Test of English as a Foreign Language. Test of English as a Foreign Language. And then the IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System, right? International English Language Testing System. All right. So, just a minute. Okay. All right. Yeah, somebody has a question here. Is teacher record TOEFL accepted? Yes, it is accepted. Okay. That's Sandra. Yes, it is highly accepted. So you can go ahead and write it. Somebody is asking a question on YouTube. So people on TikTok, please, I will say it again. I normally repeat the question so that you have the benefit of listening to it. The person is asking, is TOEFL from teacher record recognized? Because there are different websites where you can write your TOEFL, right? And one of such websites is teacher record. Okay, so you can write it there. It's free. You can write it there. It's free. The fact that it's free doesn't mean it is not legit. It is. So those are some of the things. As we go ahead, questions will be coming and we'll be enlightening ourselves the more. So thank you for your question, Sandra. So I have explained the TOEFL, the TESOL, the TOEFL, and the IELTS. So what you need is either a TOEFL or a TESOL, because these are teaching English. They are job focused. When you get the certificate, it means you are qualified to work. But the TOEFL and the IELTS, they are for academic purposes. Just as the name goes, Test of English, International English Language Testing System. So they are all for testing your knowledge in English. So basically, supposing you want to go for how do I call it? You want to advance your education to another country, and the country did not consider your country as an English-speaking country. They would want to be certain that yes, you could speak English, you could understand English, and you could write English. And that is why they will require you to take such tests. You get a point. So for teaching in Japan, all you need is either TOEFL or a TESOL. There are also others that are CELTA. Those are all teaching certificates. They are fine. Anyone that you are comfortable with, you can go for them. And once you get those things, they are the spices that you are adding to your soup to make it more delicious as compared to somebody who might not add those things. Good. The other one that you need to add is a driver's license. Okay. Many companies in Japan prefer people who are able to drive. All right. So you need to get a driver's license from your home country. And it is not a must. I'm just saying there are some of the things that you need to do in order to uplift yourself above others. Okay. And all these things go into determining the salary that will be paid to you. And that is why two persons can be recruited. For example, myself and somebody who has just joined. Is it Efo Kojo, yeah. Efo Kojo, you are welcome. For example, myself and Efo Kojo could apply to the same company, the same company. We might be recruited, but our salaries might be different. Maybe Efo Kojo has a TEFL, I don't have. So it's going to determine how much he is paid, how much I am paid. It is not the only determinant though, but it adds up to whatever the decisions they are taking on you. Is that okay? So you need to get all these things to put yourself together in order to advance your chances, right? Yeah, somebody has a question. Loyalty says, please can talk about the recruitment company GABA. How do they work with their new recruits? Okay, we will delve into it. Kindly hold on, okay? Yeah, so I talked about TEFL, I talked about driver's license. And for driver's license, I want to make it a bit clearer. Japan has a policy which, yeah, they have a policy, a 3 months policy. What this means is that they require you to have a driver's license in your country 3 months before entering Japan. 3 months or above. Okay. If you have a license, 4 months, it's okay. 10 years, it's okay. But if you have a license in your country and it's below 3 months, if you come to Japan, you cannot convert it into the Japanese driver's license. This is a policy that you cannot do away with. So that is why I'm talking about it. I wasn't aware before I came, and it has affected me. So I am here to put it out so that you would not fall into that trap. Okay. So it's very important that you get to know that if you are planning to come to Japan, start working on your driver's license as soon as possible so that you can get it and it will be matured. Let's use that word matured before you enter Japan. In that case, one day you will be able to convert it. And okay, it also depends on whether your country's license could be converted here. All right. Okay. However, the international driving permits, the IDP, from some countries are not recognized in Japan. For example, the IDP from Ghana is not recognized in Japan. The IDP from Nigeria is not recognized in Japan. So you also need to put those things into mind whilst deciding. But it doesn't mean you cannot convert your license. Yes, you can convert your own license, your country's license into Japanese driver's license. All right. And to talk about GEBA, let's come to loyalty. Loyalty, you're talking about GEBA. Okay. GEBA is one of the companies that are also equally able to bring people from outside Japan. They are also a legit company. However, their way of doing things is totally different from the dispatch companies. GEBA doesn't see itself as a dispatch company. And that is why when they recruit you, the visa they are going to give you is not the ALT visa. The ALTs are given instructor visa. However, with GEBA, you are going to get a humanities specialist and humanities, yeah, something like that. It's called specialist humanities and international services, something like that. To me, such a visa is okay. However, the way GEBA goes about their things is totally different. I haven't worked with GEBA before, but I have gotten some intel about how they go about their recruitment. For example, with GEBA, you are on your own. They are called independent, how do we call it? Independent contractors, independent individual contractors, something like that. So which means you are on your own, even though you are working with GEBA, but you are on your own. You need to register or tell your availabilities. Yes, I once applied to do part-time with them. However, I couldn't get a chance because I'm already here though. So you have to tell them I will be available this time to this time, and they are going to publicize your availability and see if a student or students have signed up to attend your classes. In some cases, they will make you do a demo lesson for the kids or the parents to see that this teacher is available. If the parents like your teaching style, the students are okay with you, then they will sign up for your lessons. This is how Gaba works. And that is why if you need some documents from them to secure apartments, they are not able to provide, because to them, you are an independent individual contractor. Yeah. Have I answered you, please? Loyalty, have I answered you? Okay. We have another question on TikTok. Do you need to indicate that you have applied before if you are reapplying after a rejection? Okay, let's see who is asking this question. Nelson. Oh, Nelson. Yes, Nelson, you don't have to. You don't have to, because once you have not been recruited, that season is over. You are starting a new season. So definitely you don't need to talk about that. Okay? They won't ask you. You don't even need to talk about it. All right? So yeah, Nelson, that's it. Okay. Now that we have settled with the basics, with Borderlink, if you apply first, I tell people that there are two ways. There are two ways of applying. You can either apply through Gaijin Port or you apply through the website, right? If you click on the website to apply, it's just few clicks. It's nothing so much that you can't do. Within 5 to 10 minutes, you should finish. Yes? Okay. However, once you finish, you click, you are going to receive an email which confirms that yes, we have received your application. But that's nothing. People who have passed through this system understand what I'm saying. So it's nothing. When they want to get back to you, they want to really interview you, they will send another email. With that email, they will add a form. During my time, it was a PDF or a Word document they send it to. So if you are okay with writing with your hand, you print the PDF and fill the form with your hand. If you are not, guys, on TikTok, please tap, 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 tap. TikTok says the screen is to whatever. So guys, please tap. Please tap. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So if you are not okay, you just fill the Word document, which I did. However, from the next batch after us, they were using Google Docs. I don't know if they'll still maintain it this time. So when they email you that they are inviting you to an interview, they are going to send a form, which is the real application form. And I tell people that that form is a complete interview on its own. Okay. Yeah. Hello. Hello, Beatrice. You're welcome. All right. So after filling that form, now you need to submit an introductory video. I've made an sample introductory video on this channel. And I tell people that, remember, you have said everything, every nice thing about yourself. Even if you did not say any nice thing about yourself, you put everything you think people should know about you to qualify you for the job. You put them on paper. Your CV says a lot, your cover letter and everything. Good. However, remember that during the introductory video is going to be the first time the employer is going to look at your physiques, your smile, whether you are smiling or whatever, your accent, your pronunciations. This is where they are going to determine all those things. Formally, if you, before last recruitment season, which was, 2024, if you send the documents, if they are inviting you to an interview, if you send the introductory video, they will surely interview you before telling you we are sorry or we are proceeding with you. However, during last recruitment season, which is 2025, when you send the introductory video and the document, once the introductory video did not meet their standard, they won't even invite you to the interview. They will just email you straightforward and say, we are sorry, we are unable to proceed with you, but they don't even give you reason. Okay? So looking at our own document, we can tell that, well, have you given a reason for the person to want to work with you, for the person to want you to work for them? Because remember, they are also in business. You need to convince them. You need to let them know why you are a good fit for their company. You need to give them reason. It's as simple as that. Okay? Yes, thank you, 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 thank you. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much for the likes. Please share, guys. Please share the live with others. Please share. Hello, you. Hello, you. I see you. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the likes. Guys, please share. Please share with others. Okay. Thank you. All right. So, with that said, I encourage you, please go to my channel and check through what I'm talking about. I have made samples of such videos and I've went ahead to make analysis of the same video and I explain why you should say certain things. Okay? All right. Now, let's get into today's. We've spoken for almost 30 minutes. Let's see how many questions we can answer. Let's move into some of the likely questions that dispatch companies ask during interview sessions. Okay? All right. Thank you for joining. If you are watching from YouTube, thank you so much for joining. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. And if you are watching from TikTok, don't forget to follow. Okay. I came in as an L. Thank you. Thank you. So what's your experience so far? Samo, what's your experience so far? So someone is here on TikTok is saying he also came in as an ALT. So probably what I'm saying, he's aware. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. So I believe people can come. As I came, somebody is also here. You can also be the next person to come. But you just need to put things in order. These little things. You put them into order and you can make it. You don't need to pay anybody to do anything for you. That's one thing you need to understand about Japan. Japan values their honesty. And so they don't have those third-party agents like agents apply for me for working permit. No. If someone tells you, I'm going to help you to get a working visa, the person will take your money and you will not get it because you need to go through the system by yourself, attend interviews. If you are qualified, you would be hired. Okay? All right. So let's get to some of the questions that I think, or I am certain that people, the dispatch companies do ask. All right. Okay. So on Monday, we started with question number 1. By the way, the title is Sample Discussion-Based Interview Questions along with suggested answers for overseas applicants interviewing for an ALT position. So which means it's not limited to one company. Most companies will have something like this and ask you. So last week we started with number 1 and we went through to number 7. And today we shall continue with number 8. Okay. Yeah, the Nepali native. Okay, if we apply now, by when will we be working? Okay, if we apply now, by when will we be working? Good question from the Nepali native one. Okay, the point is, if you apply now and you are successful, you are going to be invited or you are going to come to Japan, hopefully by next year, March. Yes, if you apply early and you are lucky to get the offer, sometimes the companies do have openings in September. That's after our summer break. However, it's not a guarantee. The main recruiting season is from now for next spring's intake, which is April. But you come in March and get ready to start work in April. So schools have officially vacated yesterday, which was March 24th. We have vacated and we have ended the academic year of 2025-2026 yesterday. And we will be resuming the new academic year from April. Okay, so yeah, that's how it is. That's how the academic system works here in Japan. The year begins from April and ends in March the following year. So if you are recruited now, you will probably be recruited against next year's school year, because people who are starting work now are already here in Japan. Most of them have finished their trainings, and most of them have been sent to their cities of work where they will be working. Is that okay? Yeah, so that's how it is. Okay. I think we have some questions on TikTok as well. Let's check them up. Oh, thanks for sharing the live. Thank you so much for sharing the live. Thank you so much, Samuel. Agude said, do they send letters in Japanese language or English? Which kind of letters are you talking about, please? Can you clarify? Is it I don't get it, please. Can you explain further? Is it Agude? Agude, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can you explain, please? Okay. So, as I said, these questions that I'm putting out, they are just my view, my personal strong opinion that these are some of the questions that will be asked. At least one of them would be asked, because during the orientation, which they called the interview, the first interview with Borderlink especially, they only put out one question, all right? Just one question for you to have a discussion on. And you should understand that you need to have your teaching philosophy, and that philosophy would inform you about how you should answer the question. Okay, you should have. If you don't have a teaching philosophy now, please find out what is a teaching philosophy. Then you sit down and have some reflection within yourself and come up with one. And based on that, your teachings should revolve around it. It's going to help you a lot. If you haven't heard about this before, kindly do something about it. It's going to help you a lot. Okay? Yeah, another question from the Nepali narrative. The Nepali narrative. Okay. I checked in Interac network. There is no option for my country to select. Is there any solution? Okay. For Interac, they have, let me go straight now and see. Okay, kindly wait. Let's check on Interac right away. Interac right away. Okay, let's check on Interac. Okay, this is Interac, right? Interac. Interac. Yes, so let's see. Interac. This is Interac, right? So Interac, they say Japan residents, UK, Europe, and Africa residents, North American residents, Oceania and Indo-Pacific residents, Caribbean residents. So don't you fall under any of these categories? Nepal, don't you fall under any of these categories? Yeah, don't you fall under any of these categories? The Nepali narrative. Yes, sir. So I believe one of these should work for you. Is it Oceania and Indo-Pacific? I don't know. Is it Caribbean? I don't know. Where is Nepali? Where's Nepal? Well, if they don't accept, it means you have to look for the other companies. We have Hart Corporation there, we have Borderlink, and I told you that I know someone who came from India. Actually, we came the same year. All right. So if one door closes, another is opened. So you don't have to worry. Such is life. Okay. In Indo-Pacific, there are other neighboring countries, but not mine. Oh, okay. 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 All right. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I have no idea about that. Proceed to form. Proceed to form. Yeah, but I haven't seen any country here. Okay. Oceania and Indo-Pacific residents. Just name. I haven't seen any country here. Okay, okay, okay. They say Australia, New Zealand, India. Ah, okay, Taiwan and Vietnam. Okay, 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 okay. I see. I see now. I see your okay, okay. We exercised. We are excited to invite talented individuals residing in Australia, New Zealand, India. Yeah, but I think you can, there's no harm in trying, my brother. Please apply. Apply. If you apply and they say, oh no, we need people from India, it's fine. But once India is here, I think you can also apply. All right. Yeah, thank you so much for the like, Samoa. Thank you so much. Okay. So please go ahead. Go ahead. That's my personal opinion. Please go ahead. Yes. Once teach the process with hard cooperation, I just couldn't navigate through. For hard cooperation, you need to fill a lot of form. Yeah, for them, it's I think there are 6 stages. Yeah, I made video about that, so you can take your time and check it through. Go about it. I don't think they will have any limitations to your country, but they all have the same requirement. Bachelor, 12 years of education. Yes, that's how it is. Thank you so much for the likes. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get back. So now let's start with question 1. What would you do if a student is consistently disruptive during class? Okay, it means this student is deliberately doing it in class. What would you do? If such a question is posed to you to discuss, what will you say? Okay, so my simple answer I provided here was address the behavior calmly, involving the Japanese teacher if necessary for guidance. What I say here, you cannot just say this during discussions and that's all. No, I don't want to give details because I want it to be like your own idea. Now you have the question. You've known that, okay, this could come. If such a question comes to you, how are you going to frame it? I want to leave that to you. That's why I'm just giving tips. Okay. So the tips here is that you are not alone. As the name suggests, you are just assisting. So everything in the classroom, you need to consult or you need to let the Japanese teacher know about it. So you can't just say, yes, I'm the teacher, so you start talking to the kids. But no, one thing you should know is the students, even though they are studying Japanese for some time, they might not be still confident. Most of them are still not confident to speak the language. So even if you say certain things, they will say, nani, 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 like you will feel embarrassed because there will not be any communication. So your best bet is to talk to the Japanese teacher of English for him or her to instruct them in the Japanese language. And so the best thing I decide to do is the strategy I talked about in some of my videos, and I call it the um, proxemic approach. Yeah, the proximity approach, which means you need to intentionally stay around somebody who you think is disturbing or somebody who enjoys disturbing. So you need to position yourself around that person, not standing just by the person. That one is also not good because you may make the person feel uncomfortable. And you are to make them enjoy the lesson, not to make them uncomfortable. So it's kind of sometimes just need to use our somebody will say common sense, right? So you position yourself around the person, and sometimes the person wants to misbehave and see you, that kind of thing. Yeah, you know why you are there, so you just smile, and the person will just keep quiet and stay calm. So those are some of the tricks that you need to involve in your discussion. You let the person know, the interviewer know that yes, of course, you can meet such a student. However, this is how you have envisaged to solve the situation. And mind you, I keep saying You don't have to say anything by removing the JTE because you are just assisting. This is very, very important. Once you talk about that, it means yes, you are a good team player. You are aware that you are not on your own. You are aware that you have to support the Japanese teacher to deliver the lesson. Okay? So this is very, very important. Good. The next one, number 9. How would you prepare for your first day as an ALT in a Japanese school? The answer that I provided briefly is that research Japanese school culture and prepare a warm, engaging self-introduction to connect with the kids. Yeah, the students. Yes, yes. Because when you are invited or when you are recruited in Japan, the first time you go to your school, it could be the first day or the first week that you go to your school, they will be requesting from you to have an introductory lesson. This is what we're talking about here. When they ask you such a question, it's okay, or it's for you to think about how to connect with the kids. Basically, the introductory lesson is about you teaching about your country, yourself. You are introducing yourself to the kids. How are you going to do that? You can talk about your country, yeah, talk about everything nicely, but you should remember you need to connect to the kids. For example, I'm from Ghana. In Ghana, we do so many things we also like, yeah. We eat so many food that are not here, fufu, wache, and all those stuff. So if I tell the kids I eat this, I show them picture, they see it, but okay, so they will just be happy looking at the picture, but there's no connection yet. What will bring the connection? It's like you have to talk about something they already know. For example, during my introductory lesson, I talked about food. I talked about akple from my country that I love, my tribe. You know, if you know somebody from Ghana, Volta region, akple is our favorite. I presented a picture. And how did I connect with them? I told them I love sushi in Japan. And they said, oh, sushi, sushi. Yes, me too. And that is the connection. So now they see that, okay, he is not just talking about his country, like abstract. Now they feel that, yes, sushi. Sushi is something that they know. Sushi is something they eat. Sushi is their own. They know that, yes, this is the connection. So it means this person is one of us. That is the connection. Is that okay? So this type of question, your mind should go on how you would connect with the kids. That should be at the back of your mind. So whatever you do, remember that you are trying to create a rapport to connect with the kids on the first instance. If you don't talk about that, yes, they will listen to you. You've shown them pictures, but it's just you and them. You versus them. You against them. There's nothing blending you together. You don't have anything in common. Yes, that commonality is what you should think about. You should talk about your country, yes, but what binds you together? That is what you should think about. Okay? All right. Okay. Next. Next question. In what, number 10, that's number 10. What would you do if a student asks about a sensitive topic such as politics or religion? Okay, politics or religion. These are very sensitive. Okay. Parkour says, I want to travel to Japan. All right, you are welcome. We are talking about how to come to Japan, but as a teacher. Yeah, and we're talking about the requirement that you don't need to be a teacher in your country before you qualify. If you have a bachelor, that's good. If you have studied English if you have studied for 12 years where English was used as a medium of instruction, you are good to go. So if you meet all these qualifications, please stay tuned. You can drop any further question in the comments as we proceed. All right. So with this question, the answer that I gave politely or simply is politely redirect the conversation to a more neutral and educational topic. You know, how would you do that? For me, if they ask certain questions, I just smile and say, okay, let's talk about it after the lesson. Simple. Before the lesson, kids, they even forget. So politely just calm the person, even if you are the teacher one at that point. You don't talk about politics in Japan. You don't talk about religion in Japan in your classes. No, you don't do that. It is against their principles. Okay, so I say even if you are teacher one, because sometimes your JTE, that's Japanese teacher of English, might ask you to lead the class. So if you are leading, you become a T1, teacher one. If the Japanese teacher is leading, you become T2, which is teacher two. So whichever way, sometimes the teacher might be teaching and a student asks you a question, not loud for everybody to hear, but just between the two of you. If it is a sensitive topic, find a polite way by letting the person forget about the question, discard that question. And I just gave you how I have been doing it. I tell them, I just smile and say, okay, okay. Can we talk about this after the lesson? And also remember, in Japan, they use the word can we, can you do this, can you do that? They don't say let's talk about it. No, no. They put it in a question form whilst they are asking you to do the thing. For example, if you are in the staff common room and they want you to do something to help and do something, they will say, can you do this? And they don't expect you to say no. If you say no, you are going to be, they will be surprised that you say no. Meanwhile, in maybe your part of the part of the country you are coming from, if they say, can you do this? You could possibly say no. But those are some of the cultural differences, the cultural shocks you might be having if you come to Japan. But now that I'm talking about them, I don't think you are going to be shocked again because you already know, right? So, sensei, can you can you help me do this? And you say no. They will even ask you why. Yeah. So those are some of the tips you need in order to pass your first interview. If such questions are asked, you know that yes, you don't necessarily have to say no if they say, can you? And you also tell them, oh, can we discuss this after the lesson? So don't tell them, let's discuss this after the lesson. No. Can we discuss this after the lesson? And the person understands that you are telling him or her that let's discuss this after the lesson. As simple as that. That's how you handle it. Okay. You can develop it further to suit your understanding or your philosophy, your teaching philosophy. Okay, it's fine. These are only samples I'm giving you. Okay. Yeah, guys, please tap on your screen. TikTok, please tap on your screens, please. Thank you for joining, user. Question 11. How would you encourage shy students to participate in class activities? How would you encourage shy students to participate in class activities? Okay, what did I say? Answer: create a supportive environment and introduce group activities to build confidence naturally. Yes, instead of having them do things on their own, one by one, you can put them into groups. Okay, this group, can you do it? And once somebody did the thing in the group, it's in the name of the group. And that way, the students' shyness will not be exposed. You should try as much as possible to cover the shyness of the kids. So once they are in the group and doing it, but in the group, probably such a shy person might say something, might contribute in the group, because the person is only shy to face a lot of students, a lot of her peers, a lot of his peers. So once you do that, you are going to encourage him or her to lay low in the group, learning gradually, overcoming the shyness, and eventually open up. That's how you support them. You can also do this by joining their activities during break time, during recess. Yeah, the break is the recess I'm talking about. Having activities with such a person. Who knows? Maybe the person is just feeling shy talking to you in person, thinking that you are not friendly. But once you join their recess and play with them, The person feels like, okay, this is my friend. I can talk to him or her. It's good to go. And this is where I will talk about my teaching philosophy. I personally believe that kids learn from their peers, from their friends. And that is why when I'm teaching, I try to be their friend. I try to act like their friends so that they will feel free and learn from me. This is my teaching philosophy. I don't know about yours. This is why I said earlier that you need to develop your teaching philosophy. You need to come up with your teaching philosophy. Once you have it, it's going to help you a lot. It's going to give you a clear understanding of whatever you should do in the classroom. Even if you've been a teacher for a long time and you have not come up with your teaching philosophy, you can see down there are certain things you've done. You have to reflect on your own actions and see that, where do I fit? How do I see teaching? How do I see learning? How do I see learners learning? All these things put together would guide you to determine your teaching philosophy. It is for you, okay? And once you have developed it, you can defend it anywhere, right? You should be able to talk about it. Why do I think kids learn from their peers? Why do I think so? And I have so many reasons to explain to you, give you vivid examples. Just like in a lesson, even if a teacher says something, sometimes they will ask their friends to explain to them further. Why? Because it looks like they believe in their friends. They like to learn from their friends. You understand? So yeah, you need to get one. It's important. All right. Question 12. We will end in, or I will end on question 13. Okay. Question 12. How would you do? What would you do if a student asks you about your home country's culture? This is, it's normal, it's expected. The answer is share age-appropriate, interesting facts that promote cultural exchange and global awareness. Very simple. Be honest. Be very honest in whatever you are presenting about your home country's culture. It's a fact. You should try to be honest. Okay. For example, when I was working with elementary school, when I first came to Japan, the textbooks that we were using are called, is it Horizon? No, no, Sunshine. Yeah, Sunshine. You know, here, the textbooks have their soft copies that the JTEs use, and they have videos that they play. Yes, videos. Every textbook has video part that they play in the classroom for kids to learn, to watch, learn grammar, whatever. They have videos. And I remember one of the videos they played, it was from Africa, I think one of the African countries. And it's like kids were fetching water from the riverside. And they asked me, it's shocking to these kids because here nobody goes out to fetch water, right? Nobody goes out to fetch water. It's in the tap in the room. So it was shocking for them to see that kids go out to fetch water. And also they saw a video in the book, a video, people playing, kids playing soccer without wearing any shoes. They were playing barefoot. So they were shocked. And so they were looking at me. How they were trying to find out. I was like, yeah. When I was young, I used to fetch water as well from the riverside. These are facts. I don't have to be shy about it. But me, that was fetching water when I was young, I am the one standing in front of you teaching you. So what's it? Yeah, what's it? It's a fact. I used to, but no more. So I don't have any problem. You don't have to feel embarrassed when such things are shown. If you feel embarrassed, it doesn't change anything. So don't worry yourself. Don't hurt yourself. These are things in the textbooks already. So if you have witnessed it, fine. Just confirm, yes, it happens. If you haven't, you haven't. As honest as you can. And I told them, yes, when I was young, but now, no more. It's no longer like that. I let them know. So now they know, oh, okay, it used to be, but no more. It's as simple as that. Mind you, you cannot change their mindset about what is in the textbook. First, let them know, yes, it's true. Then You try to take their minds off it. That's the best way to deal with that. Okay? All right. Next question from YouTube. Yeah, Charles. I think Charles asked this one. Good afternoon. Good morning. Thank you for your words of encouragement. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Charles. Yes. Thank you for joining. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and also share with others, because we will bring you all the facts just to help you make it. Okay. All right. Next one. Oh, I think that's the last one for today. Oh, no. That was 12. Let's go to number 13 and we can, yeah. We will talk about the rest tomorrow. So let's end on question 13. Question 13 says, how would you handle a situation where a student corrects your English during a lesson? Yeah. How would you handle a situation where students try to correct your English during a lesson? Yeah. And what did I say? I said the answer is thank the student, explain the correct usage if necessary, and maintain a positive learning environment. Yes. You don't have to be offended that a student is trying to correct you. No, you have no reason to be offended. No. There are some students who would try to intentionally provoke you by trying to ridicule you, but they are still students. And so they don't actually know it. They think they know, but they don't. So yours is to be calm, very calm. And especially these kids who are from maybe the big countries, Canada, the US, and they've been here, they think you are nobody. They see you not to be their teacher. Meanwhile, they don't actually know. So you just have to smile. For me, such things I smile. I have experienced it before. So what I'm telling you is from my experience. You just smile, and sometimes the accent, American, British, those kind of things, it confuses them as well. These people think theirs is the best or whatever. So I just calmly tell them, okay, actually you are right. But what I said is also right because of A, B, C, D. Then you let them know that, okay, what they are saying is not actually wrong. However, what the teacher is also saying is not actually wrong. So you don't have to be offended. No reason. You have no reason to be offended. Okay? All right. Yes. And wow, what an interesting session. And so all that we've been talking about, I've put all this information, everything you need to know in this book titled ALT Journey, a complete guide to becoming an assistant language teacher in Japan. So it has sample CVs, it has sample cover letters, it has some detailed information that I might not be able to put out here. So I encourage everyone to go grab a copy. I'll leave the link in the description of this video. Even today, someone got a copy, and I wouldn't say, let me try and see if I can show you what somebody said about the book. I don't know if I can show you what somebody said about the book. Just a moment, please. Just a moment. Yeah, just a moment, please. Yes. This is what someone said about the book. Sorry, it's not showing here. Yeah, so but the person said, I can read it. I can read it. I asked the person, how's your view about the book? How's your view about the book? The person said, yes, it's concise, informative, and truly reflects your words as to what could have been achieved, unless one watches so many videos. Have been explained with samples given to enhance clarification. It was well written, yeah, and other things, and solves many problems. Yeah, so this book has samples, CVs, videos. Yeah, when I explain everything, when I explain something and I needed to add a visuals, the link is there. You just click on the link and go watch the video. Yeah, so it's very concise. I encourage everybody to get a copy because it's very I don't know how to say it, but please guys, go grab your copy. That's all I can say. All right. And don't forget to follow this account if you're watching from TikTok, and don't forget to subscribe if you're watching from YouTube, and let's keep growing together. Okay. Wow. Wow. TikTok, have you seen my phone shaking? I just experienced earthquake. I just experienced earthquake. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Just a quick flash, and that's it. That's earthquake for you. All right. So stay safe. And if you are watching a replay, please check this playlist because I have said how to apply to all the companies. Yes, in this playlist, how to apply to the dispatch companies. 4 of the companies, you can get the links here, go through them and apply. I will see you tomorrow. Don't give up on your